Hi folks, this is Monte Taylor with episode 10 of Masterful Prospecting. And I'm sure you've heard the famous last words of the struggling network marketer. If only I could find the right people to work with. If only I could catch the big one. And then Jim Rohn says, spend 90% of your time with the 10% and 10% of your time with the 90%. But what did Jim mean by that? And how do you know who the 10% are when you cross paths? Very simple. You know them by their actions because talk is cheap. Andrew Carnegie admitted, the older I get, the less I listen to what people say and the more I look at what they do. And one of my favorite authors, that Monte Taylor author guy, said, don't write a check with your big mouth that your inaction can't cash. Nothing communicates truth and authenticity better than actions. Speaking may draw people's attention, but right action draws people's hearts. But every experienced fisherman or fisherwoman knows that often, at the end of the day, before you catch the big one, the right one, you will bring on board some fish that you need to recognize quickly. What can you expect to catch in this deep ocean of people? The chicken fish. There's going to be lots of these and lots of noise and running around, but there's no way the chicken fish is going to talk to anyone unless it's easy peckins. You know, family, best friend forever. And after that, they just don't have whatever it takes to muster the courage to get in front of people on a continual basis. This next one is really scary because it's easy to believe that you have the big one on the line. The adorable kittenfish. You get sucked in. You want to believe because they're so adorable. And you know what they're really good at? Being adorable. Having you or others do things for them. But in the end, they're all about themselves and being adorable. But in terms of business, nothing meaningful is going to happen. They're actually so adorable that it seems like it's going to be worth your time. But they can scratch and bite if things are not going their way. Next is the starfish. The starfish wants to be center stage. They want to tell their story. They want to get in front of people and share their story some more. But it's a me story again and again. Not much happening. They want to be with the best people, meet all the celebrities, and especially be the celebrity. The starfish wants to be the trainer but can't or won't build a business. Here's an interesting fish. The sharkfish. Strong and powerful and lots of stories about how strong and powerful they are. They're looking for the big deals, the sports teams, or to get an entire company on the products. No way are they going to go after a bunch of little fish. They're focused on the end run, a bigger and better way. They're not coachable and way too busy to coach anyone else. And then all of a sudden, they're gone, off and running to a bigger and better deal. Here's the crybaby fish. You just can't make them happy unless you pick them up and hold them. You're going to be walking the floors with them all night long. Everything's wrong. The compensation plan, the ingredients, the seats at the original event, the food, the packaging, their sponsor. Somebody said something wrong. And sometimes they're so adorable at crying, so good at it, you get sucked in, wasting lots of time with them again and again. Next is the weaselfish. Very dangerous. The weaselfish appears to be interested. They appear to be in action, and the next thing you know, they're selling your group something else. They're selling t-shirts, coffee mugs, personal growth classes, non-competing products, and they're so good at making it all seem like it's okay. They have hidden agendas, lots of distraction, working the ethical edges. Very dangerous. Next is the rhinofish. Maybe not as pretty or adorable or cute, but this is the one you want. All action, little talk. They can run and play nice with the herd, but they don't need to. This fish is not afraid to get down in the mud and get it done. Thick skin, tenacity, endurance, perseverance, loyal and powerful, head down. The rhinofish doesn't need to be center stage and is willing to let everyone else have the spotlight. No crying or whining here, just powerful action. Year in and year out, the rhino fish does the heavy lifting. So how do you catch the rhino fish? You attract it. You attract it by focusing on what you can control. You can't control all the other fish, or any fish for that matter. But what can you control? You can control your actions, and you can control your daily activities. Do you know what your real product is? It's you, and that's what you can control. Provide the best possible you. Become the best you possible. Never stop growing and keep working on your people skills. Keep improving your prospecting and your leadership skills. Provide the best service. Learn from your experiences and celebrate your success. How do you catch the big one? By becoming the person you want to attract, because like attracts like. And by the way, after you've done all the hard work, then maybe it's time to go ahead and buy that boat. Go fishing. Relax a bit. You deserve it. Once again, this is Monte Taylor, and let's keep finding ways to make prospecting easy.